Hello everybody, it's Phil the Miniature Model Maker here, waiting for YouTube. There we are. Hey folks! Uh-oh. Start the virtual camera. There we are. Okay. Welcome to the first episode of How Long Does It Take? I've been wanting to do something like this for a while, and after a major screw up with the Tau earlier, I am done with them for the month. I've had enough. I need to put them aside, get prepared for next month of No GW November, where we're going to look at all the models I have in my closet of collection and pull things out like these artifacts and assemble models and Macross models and all sorts of other models to work on to celebrate the variety of modeling opportunities out there. Now, what do I have here? I have the complete set of Gundam Artifact Phase 4, and that gives me one Zakutu high mobility type that Ortega used, one Zakutu high mobility type, either Gaia or MASH. It's a one model, two options for build: Super Gundam, Palace Athene, Wing Gundam, and Tallgeese. And we're going to do the Tallgeese because a friend of mine, my very, very first subscriber over on Twitch, has offered to send me his Tallgeese Gundam Assemble Kit, and he wanted to see how they compare. So I thought that I would go ahead and do that. And while we're here, we've got a little unboxing, kinda sorta. There were no special colors in here. I was pretty upset about that. There should have been. They were all closed. And I just popped them open to see if there were any colors, and there weren't. So, but that's probably a good thing, because if the Tallgeese had been a special color, that would have been a big bummer. So we got this, and as I mentioned in the description of the video, the previous Tallgeese build ended in disaster. I actually think I took that video down. Every step went well up to the point of final assembly. So right here. And it just fell apart in my hands. And this little tiny piece right here, part 2, went flying across the room, and I have not found it yet, ever. Woo, Valhalla, let's go! So I am building the Tallgeese, and I just told people that you were going to send me the assemble model. So you better live up to your word. You're publicly outed. So this is it. We're going to get started from scratch. And no, I am not sponsored by Stiddy. They're just affordable. And I have a lot of their tools. So, what do we have here? We have our Tallgeese. This is our entire instruction manual, and I see part 50, 73. Do I see any other higher numbers? I think 73 is it. So 73 parts in this kit, some of which are very, very small. Very small. And fly across rooms easily. So we're going to do things a little differently. And this time I've learned my lesson. And going to go with individual parts first. And I get to use my new clippers for the first time ever. I'm excited. Well, almost the first time ever. I tried them out on one thing, but didn't work out so well. Okay, so we have, what do we have here? We have 4 sprues, A, B, C, and D. And unfortunately, because this is phase 4, their design is a little bit wonky. And parts may be on different sprues. We shall see. But as always, that starts with the right leg if you're facing away like this. The right leg. So we're going to take our cup. New clippers. Yes. Yes. And right leg. Tallgeese. Okay. So we'll cut all that out first. And I am not going to assemble these. I've learned the hard way that if you want to paint these things to even a basic level, more than just, how can I say this nicely? I can't say it nicely. You don't want these things assembled when you're painting them. Treat them like regular Gundam kits and paint the parts individually. Like for what you'll see here on this, but for example, like 32 and 33, the leg internals, cool. Put those together and paint them, but 23 and 24 go on, and 31, 35, 30, 30, all of these things then attach to the leg, and you can't get in, and you lose a lot of access, and it gets very, very frustrating, even when trying to just paint the leg fully assembled. I tried that with the Goof flight type model, and it caused me trouble. So the only things I'm going to put together are 32 and 33 and 16 and 22. I'm not going to put 25 on yet, and everything else is going to remain off. And in the 30s, 16. Where's part 16? Are you on the first sprue? Oh, I need to get my glasses on too. Not my glasses, my special modeling glasses. They help me see. So there's 14, 15, 16, okay. 17, 16 right there. And again, because this is an older phase, there's very little gate. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Citadel clippers to cut everything out, and then do the double cut method. 22, 22. And the other thing I'm going to do right now is make a C clip right here. So we're going to get the nice new stuff out. Oh boy. Wow, that's really smooth. There we go. This will let me insert the foot after the leg is assembled. (22, 16, 30). We'll start at 30, which is here. Okay, 30 and 35 are connected. And y'all, this is going to be a long video. This whole project, I'm say it's going to take at least 30 hours. So strap in, hop in when you want, leave when you want. Don't expect this to be a short video. 29, 34. And the whole series, I don't know how many this is gonna, how long it's gonna be. 30, 32, 33. I don't know, it may be 20 episodes long. I want, part of that is because I want to see how long it takes and I want to document it all, but I also want to show people what artifacts are really like. I talked to 30. I've talked to a number of people over on Twitch, and they aren't even aware that artifacts exist. They think they're the Gundam Assemble models, and they're not. They're these things here. So 23, 24. So because I love these little kits so much, I'm trying to raise awareness of them. And if you like miniatures, if you like Gundam, you like detailed, nitpicky little models, this is it for you. This is really everything. 29, 34, you got those. 24, 23, 31, 31. Did I get you already? This is what I get for talking and modeling at the same time. There's 31. Now, for those of you who have seen my video comparing and contrasting, damn it, 40K models, Gundam Assemble models, and Gundam Artifacts, you'll be familiar with some of the things I'm going to say. But if you haven't, so these artifacts are made from ABS plastic. They're colored specifically to look like resin kits. They're very, very, very highly detailed. But because it's ABS, the plastic is soft and the molds are kind of soft, which means in areas underneath where, like maybe where they had to do these pegs or something down here, you'll get spots in the surface that sink. The detail on these is incredible for their size and what they are, but the plastic quality is not the same as you would expect from your regular polystyrene gunpla kits. That being said, they cost you $5 in Japan. They're now 550 yen. In the past, they were 450 yen. Here in the US, they're about $7 if you get new ones. Oh, that's fun. So for the price, the quality is exceptional. Same old Bandai engineering, same old. That the effort they put into getting these things designed is just mind-boggling to me. I would have expected something much different from a $7 kit based off of my experience with other model companies and miniature companies. Um, and because they're small, as you can see how I'm doing here, you've got to be careful when you're removing the parts. There will be cleanup, sometimes substantial cleanup, using very small tools. But I gotta tell you, when you get that done and you get the model like really done, oh, the feeling of accomplishment is incredible. Single-sided, no, it's double-sided. The single-sided were a little more than I wanted to spend. And I'm the hold on, I need to adjust this some more. Where's my the very fine tip was the more important part of it for me. Nope, that's not going to work. Where did the... Oh well. We'll just be careful. No, they're the not so fancy generic, but middle. They're the Toyota or Honda of things. Steady, good quality tools for a decent price, but they're not God hand. They're actually attainable for most folks. But the ultra thin tip was what I needed most, specifically because of these artifacts. I think these are like $25. The only tools that I've would say invested significant money in for what they are the MadWorks scribing tools and the God Hand spin blades. They need to be precise and sharp and durable. Kind of like a Harley. Name's there, and yeah, it's decent, but the price get harder and harder to justify. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't. I'm not building like master grade Gundams, so I don't need the really high end type stuff. If I were, then I may have sprung for like the single edge type thing. For what I build, these are more than enough for me. I just need something that can get in and cleanly cut these tiny little pieces off without too much trouble. So the sanding and everything goes into it. Oh, lots of forbidden sprinkles. Okay, and I want to grab another cup. Where did I put you guys? If you could see me now, I'm trying to look around my magnifying glasses, and I look like a bird. I can't find it. Where the heck is that bag of cups? Did I put it back? Did it drop? It dropped. Nope. Oh, folks, this has just not been my day. Well, okay. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way. Carefully. Alright, so looking at the instructions again, these are going together and these are going together, so they're the first thing I'm going to work on. And looking at the parts, so 29 and 34 have pegs and slots that go through the leg and the foot and hold them together. But we're not going to worry about that for the moment, and I will be right back. I'm going to go find those cups. Yep, I put them in the tool drawer. And of course I closed it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything else goes in here. Gets closed. Whoa, chats! Though about buying some thought about, nah. You've got enough models now that something like this, 20 something dollars, totally worth it, unless Milwaukee are better. I think the Milwaukee brand, something you get from Home Depot. Is this showing up all right? Here we go. What do we have? Where we're in pretty good shape. All right, the first thing when you're working on an artifact, no matter what it is, where it is, file down your pegs, because they're invariably too long. And these, I have yet to find an artifact that will stay together straight push fit. They always need glue, so just plan on gluing them. Reduce the peg size to improve connection between the parts. And then we get the sanding sticks out. Go back here. Back here. Okay. And this is my 600 grit. Just get them. Invest in a decent tool from the start, man. You've got, like I said, you've got so many different kits now that there's no sense not having decent tools. Okay. Now the next thing I'm doing is taking my chisel blade hobby knife and cleaning up all of these flat panels. You probably can't see it because of the glare, and my camera won't focus that close, but there are little ridges and things. This is the ABS coming out. They need to be cleaned up and smoothed out so the parts will fit together. Artifacts have one significant weakness, and that's they all have trouble with seam gaps. Mold lines aren't terrible, but seams are awful. So take your time and clean up carefully. You'll be happy that you did. Because a lot of times those seams are in tiny, tiny little, very difficult to get to spaces. And in some places there are also little risers that they molded in to improve the push fit. But those want to be taken down too. We want a very smooth surface to surface, part to part connection for the glue. You know, like your grade scale Gunpla. Grade scale meaning anything: high grade, perfect grade, retro grade, pro grade, whatever grade. Preparation. A minute spent in preparation will save you 10 minutes fixing things. So take your time. Enjoy the process. It's a lot of fun. If you enjoy that thing, I should say. Okay. Now we have right here a little bit of sprue, a little bit of runner. Even it out. And if you do find that you like these artifacts, you'll find yourself spending money on lots of little detail things. Because mold lines up in here and all that, yeah, they're a thing. Okay, and you... 3 M pads. Little 3M pads used to stick stuff to your wall, pictures and things, plus sandpaper. Great little DIY tool. Here, 3,000. Where's my 1,000? There you are. Nope, that's not you. Definitely not you. So I wonder how many people we're going to get coming in and then leaving like right away. I bet that's I should keep a track of that. Have a running counter. That would be kind of funny. Could I use the back of my knife or use this knife to do that? Yeah, I can. And in some places I will. But this is a rounded surface, so I want to be using the sandpaper to make sure I don't flatten it out. And it may seem like this is being excessively and obsessively detailed, and I will admit that it is being obsessively detailed, but you have to remember that these things are tiny. The scale of detail on these is so small that little inconsistencies show up. So you really do want to smooth things out to the best of your ability when you can. You need to get sanded down. What else have we got here? You'll get really, really good at detecting and fixing mold lines when you do these. And if there's a mold line here, sure bet there's a mold line somewhere down in here. Like this. That's where we grab our expensive tool that's made to scrape things and scrape them away. I didn't expect to end up ever getting another one of these Tallgeese, and I really like them. which is one of the reasons I'm putting so much effort into detailing it. Plus all the other ones that I've worked on. I started another series like this, but lost, there was no audio on the recording, so I lost all that time, which was kind of a sucky thing, especially on the clear red Nightingale. I didn't lose any parts of the model or anything, I just lost the recording. So Val, what's your next project? If you guys don't know, Bahalabound79 also has a Twitch channel. You should go visit him over there. That's where we met. He does regular Gundam builds. He's a really chill guy. I think you've also started streaming the Assemble card game, right? Or is that just kind of a one-off thing that you guys did? So I'm working on these little details. It doesn't seem like it. It may not seem like it, but this knife right now is the best tool for the job. The spin blades and scribing tools have really nice edges to scrape stuff with, but they cut a lot. They scrape off a lot. With this knife I can get finer, how can I say it? More control. There's less worry about accidentally removing too much plastic. So this little guy is where part 31 is going to attach to. However, even though it's going to be covered, it's hard to tell sometimes whether the imperfections in the mold are going to keep a part from fitting well. You have, yeah, you've got some, just a little bit. Okay. I got these little guys exactly for this reason, to be able to get in sand, and these, that's 0.3 millimeter across, maybe 0.4. Alright, now I do need to grab a scribing tool. And if you were using a scribing tool to clean a part, use the back end, do not use the front, your main cutting area. And be gentle, because these sharp high-end scribes will really chew through your plastic quickly. Oh, 5 views. People come in, poop, up, and they leave. Poop, up, and they leave. Can I even... Am I even showing up? Am I on camera? Yeah, I'm on camera. Should I zoom in some more? Yeah, I probably should. Let's go ahead and bring this here. And webcam. Configure video. Here we are. Let's see how that works out now. I do love this part of model building. It's very peaceful. The repetitive, careful movements. It's a great way to practice mindfulness. Your breathing, your posture, all your little tiny movements. Just focus on it and let the worries of the world, of your day, just kind of melt away. Just cutting out a couple risers. Just gently shaving away. Oh, nice. This peg hole, just evening it out a little bit. Just like you're reducing the pegs, opening up the peg holes a little bit more helps give a little bit better ease of putting the parts together. All right, there you go. So what was that? Yeah, 48 minutes on one part. Let's let's be generous and say probably 40 minutes. 8 minutes of talking and prep and looking and things. Now, not all the parts are going to be like this. The legs are pretty intricate. This is why you don't see people building every single one of them to a really high standard. I would take everything, would take all my time. I could make a full-time job of doing this, assembling these things. In 1 week, one full work week, easy. And I've probably got 35 of them at this point. And that doesn't even count painting. I saw somebody, a model maker, guy who does 3D prints of resin casts and things, selling artifacts that had been painted to a very high standard, had done up really, really nicely. 480 US for one. And honestly, I think that's a fair price for the amount of work that went into it. That's a fair price for a high level um, custom job on one of these. And I'll be right back. Okay, oh, of course. Somebody shows up just as I get up to use the loo. Where's my... There you are. I think this is 800 grit that I'm using right now. Another thing you're going to find on these artifacts is what I call orange peeling. It's where the plastic, this like on especially on these flat surfaces, it's dimpled like an orange peel. And that needs to be sanded down. In here, because of this, maybe this part here, there's a dimple in a bigger dimple in this side. So we do a little bit of sanding, but not as much, because I want to make sure that I don't. We'll fit it against the other part of the leg and see. And that's another thing that you want to be cognizant of when you're doing one part, to not try and repair a defect to the point where you get crazy unevenness. It's better to come back and fill it later than to have to worry about uneven parts. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but there are gaps here. I don't know if that's supposed to be like that or not. And where is this? So this is a 1.0 5 millimeter, and it just barely fits into this little detail here where there's a seam. This is 1 millimeter, and there's unevenness. The molds, they're molded incorrectly. So that's something else to be checking out for. Sand these guys down even more. Can I get you in there? There. Oh my goodness gracious. Cross our fingers, folks. Where's the brush? Because this ABS is so soft, you can even use your fingernail at times to smooth things out. Just be careful not to push too hard or else you'll break the part, which I have done before. Okay, now before we glue, we're going to even out. Why before we glue? Because it's easier to take the parts apart, the pieces apart, and check if we need to. And glue splooge is good for filling seams. It's even better when those seams are even. These dry brushes make fantastic parts cleaners. Really, really good. Okay, I see something here. Nope, I'm going to use you. Now we cut very Gently shave. Something like this up in here. I prefer to do before gluing. Most of the good builders I've seen look like they do it after gluing, and there's good reason for it. But for me, after having done so many of these, I like to not have to worry about the glue being hard and causing issues. At least when there's unevenness involved. It's a lot easier to go back and just scrape a little bit of cement or glue splooge or anything after the fact. Why are you like that? Now, let's see. Hmm? Why are you guys not coming together? try this again. And then I think it'll be time for me to go have dinner and go to bed. Where are you? Well, I guess I can I use you? Hmm. Oh, hello, new person. How are you? Thank you for stopping by. I am doing a full detail workup of this Tallgeese. It's exactly what I thought. You're going to leave right away. That's fine. The great thing about doing something like this now is I have no real algorithm to ruin. I had one video that was decent for me, and everything else was been average. I should say that one video was out of the ordinary for me, for my channel. But it was still minuscule compared to everybody else. so I can afford to do videos like this that aren't going to get lots of views. Just because I want to and have fun doing it and not worry about ruining my standing with YouTube. Which is kind of a nice situation to be in, honestly. Alright, let's do this one more time. See how it goes. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, that's better, I think. Okay, well, we're going to glue it. No, I'm not. I'm tired. We're going to let it sit overnight. Let me get some rest. Look at it with a fresh set of eyes. But look at that. That has been 1 hour and 22 minutes. So let's say it's probably an hour and 15 working on just that leg piece. Yeah. That's quite the amount of time it's going to take. So thank you very much, all you people who have stuck it out, meaning you, Val, and all of you folks who are coming in later and watching this as the VOD, thank you very much for your time. I hope you enjoyed it. This is one of many. Please make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notification bell to see what I've got coming up next. I have been Phil the Miniature Model Maker. This has been episode 1 of How Long Does It Take? Preparing Gundam Artifact Phase 4, number 21, Tallgeese. Remember, folks, this is a hobby. If it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. Or find another way that does bring you joy. Be good to yourselves, okay? Bye-bye.